in it all, as you might be seeing something. Let's bring it in, everyone, as we get ready soon to use the nail kit. If you know this bad boy, you know this bad boy. As it's nail o'clock, time to rejuvenate my nails, as it has been a while now, and I'm doing my routine of my nails, and they need done somewhat because I had a nail that broke, so I just need to fix them up and do a little bit. And unfortunately, I had to cut my thumb down. I'm trying to glue it a little bit so I at least have slight length, but it's now time to grow it out again, as it was getting very, very, very close to my typical length. So I had to do that. I had to do my nails, so I thought I'd come on the live and do it with you guys here, because why not? I got my handy dandy nail polish remover so I can get off this manicure of it all. So we need to get that situated as well, as it all needs to be. Yep. And this is what we are working with. I tried gluing this down like I said before, but this glue mark did not stay because, like I said, a lot of times when it's right where it grows out, right near it, it very likely is harder to keep it glued than when it's further on the length, like this one, which you almost can't even tell there's a break at all. That's how good this break is. So, and I did the same stuff pretty much on this one I did in this one, and the glue just didn't hold. I did my sandwich technique, I did all of that, and this is still broke off. And especially because it's my dominant, so it's used a little bit more, somewhat in that way. So, and of course my thumbs, like I said. So we just need to get into this all. That's right. What we need to do. Here we are, as I am on YouTube, fully doing my video here now. Like I just said, I'm going to be fixing up my nails today. I'm probably not going to be shortening a lot of them, but I'm going to fix the cuticles up, my whole routine of all my natural nails. Yes, my natural nails here. So this is my natural nails. This is the kit I use from Hala Taco. So we're going to be getting this bad boy out. Oop, one of them just fell out, which is the cuticle pusher. This is the cuticle pusher that I use to push them down. I recommend a metal cuticle pusher more than any other kind. I don't know if I tried the wooden kind, but all I know is that I used to never use a pusher and just use my own finger. But now I do this and it works pretty well. Even on my non-dominant hand does it work. So today is getting my nails nice and situated of all of this awesomenesses. So we just need to get this nail polish off. The only problem is I only have this nail polish remover and it's okay stuff. I was just trying to get as cheap as I could for now. So it's just a random one from Woolies that has Aloe and Jojoba. So it's kind of not the greatest, but I'm doing what I can here because this is all I have, and I'm at the moment just trying to be as cheap as I can with my nail polish remover. So Thanks. So what we're doing here is we just need to, so we're going to be doing that as the first thing, of course. And I know some of you said, sure, why not do a routine of me getting my nails situated? So I thought I will do that for you guys right here. So that's what we're doing today. So we just need one of these. Granted, I would not recommend something this cheap. I'm just going to have to bite the bullet and use this. It's not like it hurts fully as it is, so there is that as well. If you have any questions, just let me know as well, because I'd be happy to answer anything you have. Because just today, I'm getting ready for my next manicure that I'll be doing in the week, so I just thought I'd come on here and all that, because it just made sense and everything, so that is correct. So I got my pad now situated, and we're now going to take this off. And if you didn't notice, I had to cut my thumb because it broke. It's still slightly broken, and I cut it down pretty low, but I might need to like go get my glue or something if I can, or later on, and just glue it down again so I can at least keep a slight length on it. But because it was getting very close to the typical length it gets, that was becoming a reason why I couldn't keep it that long. It seems to be that problem. Seems to be a problem when I get this to be almost an inch long. It pretty much breaks off. So I just seem to, I can't keep it any longer than that, because I still have to live life. So, but I do pretty well keeping it nice and long. Oh, the only thing I'm missing, which I typically like to use if I'm doing my nails and doing a full-on reset, like more full-on reset, which is what I'm doing here. Because when I'm cutting out cuticles, and I'm doing the typical stuff I always do. But sometimes I just use lotion on my hands to keep them nice and rejuvenated around the cuticles as well. But I do use my nail oil as well. And my favorite nail oil is from the Holo Taco pen, which I had in my purse in the other room. So, yeah. So all we need to do, all I'm doing here is just, as you can see, this is very hard to get off. This should have been much easier to get off, this nail polish. It's just very, very hard to get this off with this nail polish remover. So it's a little more finicky. It's not damaging my nails or anything. I know there's the thing I've been told or seen people try to do where if you have the stronger stuff, it's actually one of the proper brands or ones that work. So I'm just going on a budget. So is that you can put it on and it will like soak through, and then you have to do less movement, and then it doesn't get on your skin and stuff. But if you go forward more, like the direction of the nail instead of more closer to the skin, that will probably help as well. But I haven't had much experience with sitting it on there and it actually coming off. Maybe I don't have the patience, or maybe because I haven't been using the strong enough stuff. But yeah, so I'm just having to get some more on this pad. I've only done one nail and it's being a little bit of annoyance. So this nail polish remover is fine, I think, if I need to take off a nail polish instantaneously off. Like I just did my nails and I messed one up and it's not fully dried, then it's probably easier to get off. But it happens, So if anyone has any questions to do with the things of doing my nails, of the, what do you call it, the routine, or anything you want to know more in depth, then let me know as well, because any little thing, because sometimes I don't know, and it's sometimes good to go on this. So I occasionally go live, especially for when I'm doing this. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So yeah, that's what I am doing here. Gosh, I'm only on one nail and it's taking forever to come off. I know, it's like ridiculous, ridiculous, ridiculous. And of course, the manicure of these will be, that I'm going to be doing, whatever that might be, will be on my YouTube channel. Full video next week, like usual. So that will be there as well. So no missing out on my next manicure, just so you know, as we get this situated. What am I doing wrong here? This stuff is terrible. What you get for going for like $2 some. It's what you get. That's all I'm going to say. And thank you. And thank you. And as you can probably tell, one of my nails is short on this hand. Yes, I'm growing as long as I can. It's not always possible to grow extremely long, but I do my best. And when I feel like a majority of my nails are not going to stay long enough for me, so I can do my stuff, my nail art that I like doing, then I do cut them some. But I sometimes be like, I'm going to leave these long. They seem to be okay. And I just kind of see how it works in that regard. Yep. This might be the worst nail polish remover I have bought for a really long time because I was going very cheap. I need to buy some online so I can get a nice big one because I do my nails once a week. Hello. Yep. Just doing my manicure here. I'm only on my second nail and it's almost like, is there even acetone in this? Super fast acting contains acetone. Okay. I'm not seeing anything that's making this seem like that good of a stuff. It's just I was getting what I could where I was. So I had something, which is sometimes not always the greatest in this, all of it, so, and everything, so. Oh, I'm being told it's lunchtime as I get my nails situated here. Gosh, this doesn't typically take this long to take off. It's taking this. I've now. This one's off because I kind of got it off because of the glue and everything. I had it needed to come off sooner because there was a thickness of the glue since I was trying to glue that down, but it wasn't keeping it fully for me. That's for sure. It wasn't doing that great, so I had to take it off, of course, because it wasn't looking the greatest. So it's definitely time for that. So I'm going to be pushing down the cuticles, maybe shaping a little bit. I don't think they need shaped that much because as you can see, the shape's pretty much there. So that is pretty good. Oh my gosh, I'm only on my second nail and it's like, feels like an eternity. This feels like an eternity. That just shows you the right products, right things make a huge difference. And this is not even gel. If I choose this on gel polish, even though I don't know how to use gel polish, this nail polish remover I'm using right now would be like not working at all. Because you have to really soak that off. So I would know the last time I used it was years ago, like 5 more years potentially. And I didn't have all the steps I needed. I just bought nail polish that was gel in it, popped right off because I don't think I had the right adhesion. So I just stick with nail polish, especially because I can typically take it off sooner because I like to do my nails once a week. Probably should just keep the lid off of this, but trying to use this one pad up as much as I can before I go to another pad. And I know it's very good if it's very saturated as well. So I'm not even using chunky polish either. Sparkly, but this isn't chunky, so it's crazy. Just let me know if there's anything you want to know in the realms of like doing your nails. You want to do you're thinking of doing your own nails or at least having naturally long in some ways. Then there's little tricks you could do. There's like the one thing, even if you never wear polish, but you want your nails to be long to a point and you can have them long, maybe not as long as mine because of things. There is a thing I always, whenever I say it, it's the number one thing I recommend. Where did it go? It should be right here. I'm like blind. Oh, there it is a base coat like this. One of these creamy base coats just like this is what you need, especially if you're going to do it by itself. This actually, I think, is why I have my manicures last me so long, is because of this. The top base coats like this. And this is my one I get this is one I use every single time. And then, so if you, and I think I have experience where you can do that by itself. So, and then of course, cuticle oil or some nice hand lotion can work too with some nice oils in the ingredients and stuff. Either or, I think, or both. I know a lot of people use both, so, and I do as well. So that's that. You have to be a little careful because this one does have a break on it, even if you can't tell it has a break. Because I don't think there's much way of telling there's a break on this one because the break is so smooth and not broke and not so close to the where it grows out as well. So it seems to like go better into it. I have noticed. So I'm happy to answer any questions if there's anything you want to know and all of that, as I'm just here getting these prepped with this pretty terrible nail polish remover, if I do say so. That's what my nails look like at this exact moment. Getting them situated. My main hand that you guys see. After I get all this nail polish off, this is the part that's going to take the least amount of time will be the pushing down the cuticles and stuff like that. But this part seems to be taking the longest. It can take the longest. So that's why I'm prepping them in advance before I do my manicure. Because it's kind of annoying to do. Sometimes I prep them right before I'm about to do my manicure, and it makes it take too much longer. So it's kind of nice to spread those out slightly, even if it's very soon I'm going to do it. So there is all of that to put in mind. So there is those. Let's check the damage of this nail because this nail is extremely long. But I think it's because it's not so close to this end of my hand, which is close, where my pointer finger and middle finger are and stuff, especially my thumb. I can keep these glued down much easier with my sandwich technique and all of that. It's still glued. That is still glued down. Look, I don't know if I need to put a tiny bit of glue just in case. So I'm just going to take a quick break and I'll be right back. I just need to get my food and get me my glue. Un momento. And here I am. I got my soup with some bread, and now we can get back to fixing my nails up. And I now have my glue. This is not in Australia, this brand. This was the place I used to go get makeup in, and this was in the UK. I don't know what I'm going to do when I finish this finishing touches glue because I really am not looking forward to trying to find something else because the Kiss one, I'm not a huge fan of. I haven't had experience of that one being the greatest. So what I want to do is now that this one is pretty much fully taken off, I sometimes glue it down without, I sometimes like put the top coat on or base coat on and stuff without gluing it, even if it looks nice and glued. And sometimes it will just break because I didn't add a little bit. Let me just see if I can at least get a little bit more done with this nail and just kind of coax off a little bit more of the glue. That's what I'm doing here. Don't mind it, just having some lunch while I get these situated. And that it looks like it almost needs nothing done. But the break, I can kind of tell where it is right there and that line, that's where it is. So I'm trying to just take that. So I'm taking my glue here, which is getting very, almost unusable, which does happen. It happens less with these ones with the brushes, But you probably can't see it, but I'm just going to use the end of my mat here to try to get off. Uh-oh, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Forgot about the nail polish. The nail polish I did in that corner as well. Oh gosh, I might have ruined this even more. Okay, I got it off for the most part. Now I just got it on my fingers. Oh no, I got glue on my fingers. Oh, this is the worst kind of glue to get on my fingers somewhat. Okay, I'm going to just try to put a little bit on. This is starting to get a little bit unusable, this glue I've noticed now. Especially now. So I'm just gluing down a little bit on my really long nail because there's a break there. Even though, like I said, it's a break you can't even tell is there. So I'll let that dry. It's definitely showing I need more glue soon, and now I've got it on my skin. Oh gosh, I got glue on my skin. I didn't mean to do that. This is what happens sometimes. Oh my gosh, I got glue on my fingers. And it's all cakey, weird feeling. Ah! This is not fun, getting glue on your fingers. That's what it sounds like. Because that's glue, and this glue is made to dry like in 2 seconds. The joys and joys and joys of it all. I know it can come off pretty easily in the skin. Let's say a little bit of nail polish remover to try to loosen the glue on my skin. It looks like it's working. Somewhat. Let's see. I'm just trying to get this glue off of my skin. Oh, yes, I am. I think for the most part it's coming off. Okay, that's pretty good. Now I've got one more nail on this hand. Oh, I do have my thumb actually to get the nail polish off of, so it's ready. Okay, I just wanted to make sure I got a little bitness off. Okay, so yeah, it's starting to get slightly thick where the glue is. That's okay. Sorry, don't mind me. I'm just having a little yum 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 of some food. Okay, so what we need to do here, get some more nail polish remover, and then get this one off. Doing pretty nicely. Getting it on. Nail polish, yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of holding my... I try not to put too much pressure on it as well, because I don't want to make it go... That's why my finger is underneath, kind of sandwiching the nail so it doesn't break off. Because you don't want to feel like you're bending your nail. I don't recommend having your nails this long if it doesn't work for you in whatever you do in your daily lives, or because you just can't, because your nails aren't strong enough to be this long at least. I know there's ways that you can make your nails better, like I've said, so there is that. Almost done with this hand of these 4 fingers. Just gotta do the thumb. I'm gonna have to glue down the thumb as well because there's a break there and a break there on both sides. I'm just glad I potentially looks like, because it's short, I made it so short that I can at least keep a slight length on my thumb. That's all we can be happy with sometimes, you know. Because it's the way I use my thumbs, even if I do all the tricks in the book, putting my hands around things and stuff. It's just that my thumb is just used in such a way that I need to use it in a way where I can't stop my nail from breaking, or if it has broken a little bit, to keep it from gluing it down fully. It doesn't seem to fully work my technique on the thumb, like I've said in the past. Okay, so this hand is done, at least all 4 fingers. Now the thumb needs to be taken off, which is going to be one of the harder ones because it's slightly more of a sparkly polish. It's not thick, but it does have its thickness to a point, so I definitely need a lot more nail polish remover for this. So I'm really dousing this in some nail polish remover because it really needs a fair amount to get this nail polish off, because as you can see there, it's starting to turn silver because that's the undertone of the sparkle in the nail polish that it comes with. So I don't use really thick sparkle, but typically I have very little of it. I do have one of my top favorite thick sparkles though that I do use. It is going to be a little hard to get it off the tip because that tip has a thin layer of glue on top of it, so that might be a little hard to get off. So I might be leaving this like this, just so I don't have to worry about it breaking off, even though I have to glue it again. My thumb. So yeah, like I said earlier, I have to do my thumb, and typically close to 1 inch, I have to cut it down again because it doesn't seem to last extremely long. I still am like, I need to try and see if I can keep it long, with even though I know it's getting to the point where I can't, and it seems to be very consistently. It can't stay fully long at close to 1 inch for very long, so sometimes it's good for me to cut it down. Maybe if I cut it down, I don't know if that would help, but because it has all that weight going onto the nail, the way that it is. And it is flared out a little bit more, so I don't know if that's a factor slightly, but because this is my other nail, like I said, that is very strong. It's just as strong as my thumb, but it's more curved inward. It has more of a curve than this. Even though some of this curve's not there because I shape it a certain way, so there is that. Yes, there is. So it looks like I'm going to have like a French of it, which is fine, I guess. So I just got to do my other hand. Just going to have a little bit of my soup. Now that this hand is done and ready, now we just got to go to this hand, the one with the really short nail. I'm debating if I should shorten my other nails to a point slightly so they just look a little more with it. So I'm debating if I should maybe shorten these ones because this one's so short, and because it's my pointer finger. I'm not going to shorten it all the way, of course, but I'm just wondering. But then I've already shortened them recently, so it's not like they're that long like this hand anyway, so there is that. So I don't know. I am debating if I should shorten the nails with the really short nail, just to make it a little more coherent, slightly, even though I never make it fully coherent. If I made it fully coherent, I'd make it as short as that one, and I don't do that. No, I do not. But I'm at least going to get this polished off and get them situated. So yeah, this one's shaped a little like it would. It's kind of like a what tight little area in the corner is the more nail there that grew out because it broke unevenly at an angled curve. So yeah, so I'm wondering, but they're already a pretty good length for how short they are. So I might not need to really think about, if they were as long as this maybe, and it was like that, then I would consider cutting them shorter. But because I've cutted them shorter recently, as you saw on my channel, my short that I showed you when I was doing these shorter because of that break, then yeah, there is that to put in mind as well. So, yep, so all the different layers of polish, because this one I did with my swishy swoosh little thing to just make it easy for myself. Sometimes I do that on my other hand after I've done nail art that is a little harder for me to do, or it took me some time even if it wasn't extremely hard. I sometimes just do something simple, but that goes coherently with the other hand of nails at least. So there is that. That's what I've done. Mm-hmm. Yep. So that is that. Getting it off. Getting closer and closer to having my nude nails of no polish on them. I can't really do that with this because this is covered in glue. So there's that. So I'm gonna have a French red on my thumb, which is okay. I'm just gonna have to not use. I'm just gonna have to not be able to use this one for my next manicure fully because of the red still being there, and I'd rather do that than have to cut the whole length off. So yeah, there is all of that in mind. Gosh, just taking off this polish takes so long with this stupid nail polish remover. This stupid nail polish remover is like not that great. So there we go with that. Looking closer and closer and closer. Yeah, you're probably gonna tell me like everyone does. Don't cut them. Don't cut them. Don't cut them to because like most people tell me to just leave all the nails regardless if one got really short. But I do cut them to a point. I can't. I don't want it that drastic. But then, you know, all of that. So let's get this off. Let's get this off. Oh yes. Oh yes. That's right. We're getting it off. Yep. Still got some to go on that nail. So we will do that and we'll get some more of that done in just a minute. Yep, just getting my nails nice and ready for my next manicure. So this hand is nice and done as much as I can for me trying to keep a slight length at least on my thumb. Still gotta finish this hand. Just because it's the one you don't typically see always, or at least getting painted, doesn't mean this one doesn't need done as well. Because it does need done as well for sure. So, just getting off the polish, the part that seems to take the longest. I guess I can just show you that I'm very good at keeping my nails from the nail polish coming off much because if that's taking this long and they actually look pretty decently, that just tells you it really works. You know, so there is all of that to put in mind. Fixing my natural nails. My natural nail routine. My natural nail routine. My natural nail routine. Yep, just getting my natural nails nice and situated. I'm getting close. I'm halfway through my fingers. I do have my thumb as well. So here we are on the YouTube of it all. So I just need to keep this going. Get this nail polish off. Come on, nail polish, just come off. I don't want you on my nails anymore. So you can see that's coming off. Just situated my nails nicely here. So I have some coffee here that I'm enjoying as well. Mm-mm-mm. If anyone has any questions they'd like to ask about natural nails that I can answer, I would be very, very happy to answer any questions if I know the answer as best as I can from what I know, from what I have done and worked for me. Because if I can help, if I can help, that's great. Not saying that I'm some professional, but I do have insight as I've been doing and dealing with my natural nails for years. More than 10 years, I would have to say by now. 15 years, if not longer than that, so I can at least help in some regards. You know, it's all good. I do like to help where I can. I know that I'm one of those people that I have done things that do help my nails as well, but then I have the other thing of people. I can't even think properly. My brain is getting turned off. That I know I have really strong nails, so that comes to my advantage as well. And so, no, some people have to do a little bit more for the nails to become so they can grow them out to some extent compared to me. I did use these brick a lot more than I used to. So those techniques that work for other people as well does work for me. It's just I have I have just can do them longer or whatever. I don't know. It's just part of my DNA. I know some people can't have long nails at all because they're just that brittle. I have family members where their nails are that brittle. So there is that. Ah, we're getting closer and closer to being done with the nail polish taking off part of this. It's crazy how this is so hard. Yep. Just enjoying some like chicken soup while I get these nice and done and everything. Okay, I just have my little pinky to get done. The fun, and the fun. Okay, I actually think I need a new pad here just for the pinky because there's nothing coming off now. It needs a fresh pad. But I guess I do have a couple nails to do. My thumb and my pinky, so but I guess I'll just use part of this pad because I won't be needing all of it. And then we can get to doing the cuticles. Oh yes, the cuticles. We definitely want to get into doing that. Because what I recommend for doing the cuticles when we get to that is pushing them down and not using the cutter. Unless you're very comfortable with it and stuff. But I do recommend if you don't want to, sometimes you can just push them down and then get them out of the way. Because then it can at least help with keeping it a little more clean and all that. So we're doing that in just a minute now that I've almost, yeah, definitely a fresher pad that hasn't been soaked to death is much better. Because it's now coming off a lot easier. Oh, I'm definitely going to, because I'm eventually going to want to use my thicker sparkle polishes, which I don't use that often because I use thinner sparkle polishes most of the time. But sometimes I'm going to want to use thick ones to a point, and I do need to make sure I have the nail polish remover for it. So it's kind of annoying, isn't it? It is annoying. Yep. For sure. For sure. There's been a good amount of time in my life where I used to just barely do anything. I just have them long. That was it. Just have them long. Didn't do anything to really help them get long fully. I just kind of let them do their thing and realized I can have long nails. So there we go. Now I just got to get this thumb one off so we can have full access. Or I could leave the thumb so I keep it protected for now if I want. So I might just do that for now. Because I can't take it off fully on this one anyway. So then at least they can somewhat match. So my nails are nice and done. I now got the special tool to do my nails with. My nails have no polish on them for the most part, especially all the fingers. So we're going to now get those cuticles. You almost can't tell that the cuticles need done. I'm just going to push them down a little bit just to get them a little bit out of the way so the area is more put together for me. I can see a little bit of cuticle needed, but nothing. You guys can't see it, but I can see it a little bit. So definitely that means there need to be no cutting, only using the cuticle pusher down. I try to get in the habit of using it because I could just use my other finger, especially my thumb, because my thumb's like the strongest. So as you can see there, and I'm just going to taking this, and I'm taking this end, the flat end. This one's kind of like the scraper that can take off the dead skin. And this one is the one that can help just push it down. So I'm just taking this like so and going. I'm pushing down on it. Yeah, I'm just pushing down on my cuticles here. So that's what I'm doing. So, yeah, what I'm doing here, okay, so let's let me give you a nice look into here. There's the cuticle with my thing. It's a little awkward for me. Sorry about that. Sorry about the awkwardness of showing you this, but I wanted to show you on this one finger of me doing one of my techniques I do. So I just take my finger, or I just take my thumb. I'm just going to do the thumb for this one, and then, because it's a little easier to show you, and I'm just pushing down the cuticle itself, just to get that nice and done. And as you can see, there's a little bit of whiteness, and that's that. So that is me doing my thing. Yeah, you can still kind of see the whiteness there. So that's good. Oh, I didn't mean to hurt myself. But yeah, there we go with that. And then we just take this next one and stuff. I almost do this every manicure to a point, but just push it down because this really helps to make sure you have enough space, and you know that anything that's going to make the nail polish lift is gonna be there or not. So that's good as well. So I'm just doing all my fingers here. All my fingies. Don't know why I like saying that, but my fingies and stuff like that. So sometimes I recommend if you don't feel comfortable like cutting the cuticles because you're not used to it, or sometimes there's like a lot of times there's not a need. Just use this side to like go underneath a little bit to at least get the white part that's starting to show, which is the dead skin. And then that can help, because then you're getting some of the oils and some of the things that make your polish lift. These are all things that I've been doing and makes my nail polish last. And of course, thank you. Yeah, just getting them nice and situated. Here. See? Thank you. I quite enjoy having the natural nails of mine. If there's anything you'd like to know, let me know. As I'm getting down the cuticles here now, because I finally got all the polish off. This does help because I'm not going to be doing my manicure fully right after, which is good because then I don't feel like, oh great, now I have to do all this. Now I do the nail art, because the nail art can take time, because of course you need nail polish to dry. It's not like the other stuff, so. Cool. These are pretty much where they need to be. This one does have a little damage on it, I think this is damaged because I have to take off some gems on this nail, and they were very glued on. That just showed I glued them on extremely well, even though the glue I've been using is now getting a little thicky, so it's becoming time to do that. But yeah, It's not damaged in a way where this nail's gonna like come off and break, but it just damages the surface just a little bit. So there is something I do occasionally. I've been doing this less and less and less and less and less. It depends on how strong your nails are. But if you are even when you are using a base like this, which I'm gonna put on in a minute, and stuff on your natural nails, and it helps it cling on. I do sometimes can recommend slightly, very slightly, using a buffer, a nail buffer, to just do a little bit of the surface, not too crazy, and especially if you haven't done it for a really long time. Depends on how strong your nails are, though. I rarely do it as it is because I haven't needed to fully. So it does sometimes help to do that when you are, if you're having problems of it lifting somewhat and you've done everything else, but only a little bit because nail polish can cling on to, I don't know why, but sometimes if the surface is a little bit smooth, it can kind of cling on. And there's another factor as well. If you've been doing your nails for a long, long time, your nails get very used to using these products, so it even goes on even better, which I think is the reason why my nail polish especially can last me so long. That's another reason as well. I've said that in the past because I know like some people use peely base because they don't want to damage their nails as much. Though granted, I don't recommend peely base if you don't want your nails to tinge. I've never used it, but I know that people that have, it's made it so their nails have tinged underneath because it's not protecting you from the tinging of the colors on your natural nails. So, and all that kind of stuff. I know I've sometimes got my nails tinging as well, but I don't have that happen anymore. Part of that is I don't do my nails as often as some people might do. So I know that some people out there that need to do their nails more often, so they're going to get the tinging because they're taking off, putting on, taking off, putting on, taking off, putting on. But it's pretty much if you use a nice base coat that clings onto your nail, giving that barrier, you're not going to get the tinge effect on your nails, and that is why I don't get the tinge effect of the yellowing. But it can be hard if you need to do swatching or whatever, so I do understand. And like I've heard and said, but a lot of people, it's just because it did that doesn't mean it is bad. Like, it's not mean your nails are damaged. It just means they've been tinged by a color. So, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because I mess with this the most, but this one always has like the most like crazy cuticle on it to its way. The way it gets folded. My middle finger here and my right hand. I've noticed that. Until I paint it, this nail always looks wonky. Like it doesn't look straight. It's because of this, the growing out area is like curved, I've noticed. So that has something that is, it's not the straightest as some of my nails are. Like all the rest of my nails. I don't know what it is, but yeah. I'm just going to go down here. I'm going to use the triangular shaped part that you see here to kind of clean up, and it's better if I do it like this. So I might be scraping slightly, but I'm not doing much damage. I'm only getting off the little bits of white that are near the cuticle, because then that won't get trapped underneath the base coat that I'm about to put on. And then I'm just pushing down. Sometimes it's going to have to push down as well. So I'm just doing all of that on my natural nails here, because I'm just giving my nails the nice nail estate for the next look I'm going to be doing. So, yep, I might use a little bit of this acetone here just to clean it up so that there's less oils after doing this. Getting that in the crevices of the points. This is a little sharp, so you do want to be slightly careful. But it's not as sharp and damaging as if you're using the cuticle clippers. So if you do use the cuticle clippers, want to use them to like get a little bit of you have so much for any reason. You're gonna want to float and make sure half of your cuticle cutter is on your actual on the hard part of the nail, so you know you're only getting the white part, so you're not going down too much. That's something I've been told. So that's what I've been told from people, what I've been seeing people say. So you can take that as it is, but it's still not recommended to always cut the cuticle. It's just more recommended to just push it down. So that's what I'm doing today. Pushing down the cuticle. So there we go. That one's pretty much done, this hand. It looks like this finger needs a little more work right there. So I'm just going to use the... I see a spot there, and I could see it on the camera as well. Just getting that cuticle nice and clean. Just making sure that it's nice and situated for the most part. So this hand's always a little easier for me because it's easier for me to hold this and stuff because, you know, because I use my right hand. I'm not sure why I haven't become left-handed for how many times I've done nail art on my other hand, but it's still very awkward for me to hold this. It's like this hand doesn't want to cooperate. I don't know. See, this hand is just like, and this hand is just like, it feels so weird. But I can still do it. So I don't know if it's just me, but it feels like with this hand, these always have the thicker cuticles on here. I don't know why, but it just seems to be the case. So, yep, sometimes I just need to do this more full-on fixing of the nails. So, especially you want to give them a little more attention because some of them have been breaking. So, even though I have learned how to work with my breaks and actually make them so I barely have them happen, and then when they do, I can usually get it to grow out enough, typically. So that's a good thing as well. So I'm just pushing down the thumb ones as well, getting those nice and situated. And then I start seeing the white part more on my thumb. And I'm going to do it on my other thumb as well. Like I said, I might just keep the polish on here for now, keeping it protected. So I'm going to at least do the cuticle on it. There is a thing where they say don't do your cuticle too often as well sometimes because they can be trying to protect themselves, especially if you cut it too often. It can be getting thicker and thicker and thicker because you cut it too often. So you're just gonna have to see the middle area to make sure you're not doing it too often so it doesn't just become overly thick, because that can start happening as well. I've been told from one that actually is more professional than me, which is nail care education. So, because she had someone, it got very thick and stuff of the cuticles because it was being done too often. So you gotta find the middle ground with that. So there is all those factors involved. But yeah, just like me doing my natural nails, I don't do these live streams that often. You can let me know what might be interesting to you to know, and maybe I can put out there on here. So doing like questioning kind of things on this, because most of my stuff is going to be the other things. So this is more occasional for me. Yeah, I am being more stringent with getting my cuticles and stuff at this moment because I do this occasionally more full on than at other times. So I think I'm going to use a little bit of nail polish remover just to kind of undo the oils for the most part. I'll pick the lid up in just a minute. So I'm just giving them like a cleansing. A nice little cleanse to get the oils off as much as possible. Don't know if this one does it as much because this one does have a little bit of oil in it, so it might be adding some oils that I might not fully want. But let me just get the lid. So now it's time to put the nice base coat on. Oh gosh. Well, these lids that don't feel like they just keep spinning like that. They don't feel like they're on or on. Sometimes it goes crooked. But okay, that's beside the point. So now there they are, looking pretty good. One second. No, that's not my full phone. That's the secondary phone. I was giving it to you because I don't need it. Coco, I'm just kidding. Coco, just give me that if you want to try. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Just needed to help my significant other there. So now it's time for the top coat. I mean base coat, sorry. And as I've been showing, this is the one. This is the one I use. This, if you know this brand, if you can get this brand, this is so far for this kind is the cheapest you can get. It's super size. This is like 15 milliliters of base coats, and it's amazing. I know other brands have their version of it. This is the one I get. Oh, the lid just came right off. I don't know how that works, really. How that stays into the top lid, because I know they're made to come out. So, there we go with this. Just going to make it nice and shiny and make it protected. For sure. I'm just making sure I pick the side that has all the polish on it, because I scraped off one side so I don't have it flooding. Just concentrating, putting on the base coat. So there you go. There's two with it on and two with it out. So you can see what it looks like. If you're a person that just wants to have long nails and that's it and not paint them, I recommend that you put a base coat on. I recommend this because it will keep your nails from breaking because it gives you this lightness, but you can still have that natural look. If you want the natural look, I know there's been some people out there that are like, I don't know why my nails break and I long, but they don't seem to do anything. Because you do have to do a little bit. Because you are doing something you're not really supposed to have long. Like, we're not really made to have long nails fully. But we're not really made to a point because these are strong. So we've adapted. And stuff. But you just gotta be doing some of the, you don't have to really be putting your cuticles on if you don't want to. But you should at least put this on to give it a little bit of protection. It's kind of like when you do gel. And you do that kind of protection, you know. That's something to think about. Because you could just leave it like this, and there your nails are totally done, which is what I'm going to do right now, but I don't do that for very long. So, and then this protects the nails very well. And I just got to do my other hand. And like I said, I don't think I'm going to be cutting these any shorter and just leave it like this. It just odds me out having the really short one be this finger. I'd rather it be one of the two middle, or maybe the pinky. It's just odds me out somewhat when it's my pointer finger. Just because it's on the outside of the nail, like it's close to my thumb. That's the only thing. So that's that. Now I'm just doing this hand. Granted, I'm having that problem with it. It's kind of thick with the cuticle a little bit on this finger, but I think it's okay. I don't really want to cut them right now, so. And like I said, even when you are doing all this protection and it works for months and months and months, doesn't mean your nails aren't going to break. Because that just happens, especially because they're dead. So the longer they go, the longer that dead stuff has been there to grow and grow and grow. So it's like what's on the tip at the near that's grown out is not going to be new. It's going to be old. So it's going to have been there longer and longer and longer, going through all the rigmaroles of living life. So. But yeah, I've just been having to go through my daily life, dealing with a few breaks at the moment. So I just got to deal with you. I'm just going to have my nails not as perfectly all the same length for now. So, oh, that one has a little bit of push. That's okay. All good. Just getting, there's a little hair attached to the tip of my finger that was from one of the pads. So, there we go. Both my, oops. Something get touched. That seems to be okay even though touched. So, and the one thing about just using this, you don't have to worry too much. Well, you do have to worry, of course you got to worry a little bit because it's not gel. You can't just put it on a lamp and knowing that it's going to cure really fast and stuff. This, it just like top coat, will dry really fast. You don't have to worry about it taking very long. I just had a little bit of a cling, but it seemed to be okay because it was my pinky and I just did that one. So, but just be slightly careful for a few minutes or so and you're good because base coat and top coats dry the fastest. That's why you always need a top coat if you do when you do nail polish because nail polish is not made has a thing of like needing that top coat to hold in to make it do that slight extra thing because it seems to be that nail polish is always tacky even if you can't tell. It's always ever so slightly not hardened to like when top coat's not put on. It's like it needs that extraness of holding it in. I guess it's version of like the lamp, like the for gel is the gel lamp is to make it have that extra thing that it needs so that the polish doesn't do anything. But then you need that from fully or it's fully going to come off. Without the top coat, you get lineage and stuff. Occasionally you get bubbles too if your nail polish top coat has gotten too thick or it is, I don't know. Well, it's gotten too thick and you didn't put on smoothly enough and stuff. It just depends. But you definitely 100% need top coat. You kind of can get away without using base coat because it will still dry properly with the top coat and not the base coat. You're just going to get some tinging and your nail polish may not last that long because you didn't use the proper like clinging on. Because so you know now that these are nice and done, and if you haven't seen my video that I was more in depth with this and then I did nail art with them, it says it's extend nail paint wear with its tacky adhesive formula to grip color and keep your mani looking fresher for longer, and then you shake it well. So this is the kind like that has that on it. So you want to get like a tacky kind of base coat, though it might have that tackiness to a point. I think I can feel that. But you don't have to worry about that tackiness being a problem if you have it by itself. Because I haven't had a problem with that. If you just put that on, that's it. So, there we go. Even though this one's really short, I'm just leaving it that way. And there are my natural nails with a nice shine from the awesome base coat. So, I'm glad I was able to get that all nice and situated, looking good. So yeah, if there's anything in routine wise or whatnot, nails and stuff you want to maybe see me do some stuff of, let me know. I'd be happy to do that in maybe a live stream down the line and stuff like that. So anything around those sorts, I'd be very happy to do. But there they are in all their glory. To all my long nails and everything. Just gonna have a little more of my soup here. These are pretty much, yeah, I think I can feel that slight tackiness. And it might be why it works really well even by itself for some reason. So all in all, I can't stop. Oh, I just love to see that nice pinkness of my nails to then the whiter part of the grown out part. It's just Without polish on it, it looks great. Oh yeah. Yep. Or on this. Hmm. Mwah! I just feel so in command. Ooh! Especially when my nails were nice and red, though. Clump, 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 clump. I can't stop it. Yeah, as you can tell, the nail polish is the base coat is nice and dry. It sure is. So any questions or anything you want me to answer slightly before I leave, then let me know, and I for sure will do that. The contrast of the white with my nails, well, they kind of slightly but blend in but don't. Oh, yep, I gotta just put my tools away. Where is it? I just saw it right here. My tweezers. There we go. Looking all good and natural. My natural nails. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. If any of you have anything you'd like to ask me, and just say in general, anything's appreciated. With my natural nails. Mm. 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 Well, to the naturalness of it all. Yeah, yeah. Mm. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.